In today's video, we're shooting in black and white, and we're going to be telling stories with textures. I'm going to be shooting on the Hasselblad 501, and I'm going to be shooting out here with the shipwrecks. How important is texture to your black and white photography? I've set myself a challenge. Using just available light, different films and developers, I want to create a set of images that use texture to tell a visual story.
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just the perfect day to go outside and relax.
I love shooting in black and white. When you take away the element of color, you're left with just texture, tone, and shape. And these reduced elements help you focus on the story that you're trying to tell. The story that I want to tell here is about decay. The beautiful girls surrounded by the carcasses of the shipwrecks are like rotting giants on the shore, and the similarities between the ribs as the boats decay and the vulnerabilities of the human body are a reminder that we're all still part of nature and that we will all return to nature one day. I shot a roll of Tmax, and now I'm going to try this, which is the CineStill BWXX, black and white. CineStill BWXX is a version of the Eastman Kodak XX film stock. It's the film stock that many iconic black and white films were shot on. It's been adapted for stills by CineStill and is available in 35mm and 120 formats. I'm really looking forward to seeing what I get from it, because I love the idea of shooting on the same stocks that things like the Lighthouse were, and seeing if I can get just a little bit of that look for myself. I'm going to shoot it at box speeds, and it's going to be interesting to see what we get. A few people have asked about the process. The process I go through is to block the model like you would actors on a film set, without the camera even being there, and before they get changed, working out the poses and working out what you're going to do. From there, the model can go and get changed, and you do some light meter readings and things like that. When they come back, I do a bunch of shots on a DSLR, and we can get into working out how we get towards the image that we're looking for. When we're nearly there, we take some pictures on film, and hopefully they'll be planned enough to work, but spontaneous enough to be interesting still.
That looks quite nice.
What, just where I am now?
Yeah, sort of where you're standing with the boat behind.
There's a boat over there, which we used when we came down and we did the Leica video. And we had sort of Jamie sort of posing inside it, and she was lying up against it. And now it's completely gone. There's nothing left of it. And that was what, a year ago? It's amazing how quickly these things just disappear. Until this point, all the shots we'd done had been on at least semi-solid ground. But if we wanted to get up close and personal with one of the wrecks, we were going to have to venture onto the muddy shores of the river. The wellies kind of spoil it a bit.
I'm so sorry. Oh, no. Look! It's a big... Look! It's a big one! Ah!
The banks of the Medway are exceptionally sticky and muddy, and because of the hot weather, there was an awful lot of dead jellyfish strewn around for good measure. It's actually amazing that you can create something that looks beautiful and serene, when at the time, it was anything but. We'd had the idea of using a crinoline hoop skirt cage and nothing else from a picture by Vincent Peters. It went with the theme because it was like having a set of ribs on the outside that matched the ribs of the ships.
Standard Wednesday?
Of course, yeah, that's what I do every week. Oh God, I hate you, honey.
Even in the warm sun, standing almost naked on the muddy banks of the River Medway was maybe going to be a little bit too much of an ask. So we got a couple of rolls off before the death threats got serious, and I found her a robe, which we also took some pictures in because it looked really cool.
It's such a fun experience, but yet so disgusting and so muddy and so sticky and so dangerous, surrounded by jellyfish. I loved every moment of it, and I know the results are amazing. He has a great vision, a great mind, and a great imagination. And I'm just sure that the pictures will be fabulous, as always. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Just kick me in the head. I probably deserve that, right, after earlier. If you want to see these pictures in more detail, you can check them out on Darkroom Tech, where you can buy them as prints, or you can check them out on Patreon. Instagram these days is just for reels, it would seem, so there's no point in posting pictures there anymore. The Tmax films I developed as normal in Tmax Developer, but for the CineStill I opted for a little bit of an experiment, with one roll going through the Tmax like all the other stuff, and the other roll going through CineStill's own D96 monobath process. This is a single chemical process. It develops and it fixes your image in one go, and you control development using temperature and agitation. This was all very new to me and I was quite skeptical, but I gave it a go. I followed the instructions and I'm really happy with the results. It looks fantastic with really, really deep, rich shadows and silvery skin tones. It's a perfect example of how your film and developer combinations affect the end result. It looks a bit like a film like The Lighthouse. So it's definitely something I'm going to have to try again soon. So that was telling tales with textures. So until next week, happy shooting.